Amadou Onana from Lille for about 35 million euros, maybe up to 40. Let me put forward my argument why I think this is a good signing, because I've seen a lot of people criticise this Amadou Onana signing, saying, you know, you're spending £35 million potentially on a guy that's barely played senior football and doesn't have the most impressive numbers. I will admit that, but I think this is a better signing than people are giving it credit for. Are West Ham overpaying a little bit with, you know, 35 million euros? Yes, probably, but this is an upgradable position for West Ham. Like, I saw someone on Twitter saying, oh, well, West Ham have already got Thomas Souček and Declan Rice. Look, Declan Rice is obviously elite. He's an incredible ball crosser. He's really neat on the ball. He's got good defence numbers as well, obviously. But Declan Rice, for me, isn't really a DM anymore. He's clearly a number 8. And then Thomas Souček next to it. I've got nothing against Thomas Souček. He's been a really good goal scorer for West Ham. Obviously, 10 goals in his first season, 5 in the second one. But also, Thomas Souček's numbers are pretty crap in most metrics. Like, he's not a good ball crosser. He doesn't dribble the ball. He's pretty poor on the ball. He's not really creative with it. He doesn't press. His defensive numbers are terrible. He's basically just a really big guy who wins a load of headers and boots the ball away and kind of finds good positions. And that's fine in a David Moyes system. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're moving Declan Rice further forward, you want a guy that's probably got better defense numbers than Thomas Souček. And that's what Andre Onana has. You know, like, of course, he's not the most refined passer yet, and he's not a particularly great ball carrier. And you could say that's a bit of a concern when, you know, he's playing in a Lille side that averaged nearly 51% possession. It's not like he's playing for some relegation level side that barely have the ball. See, he does need some work on the ball. However, I don't think that's an issue for West Ham in the way Moyes plays. Whereas, like, if this was Tottenham or Arsenal signing Amadou Onana, you could maybe say that's a concern. But I think the way West Ham play, it's not really as much as a critique. Obviously, you know, he's on 5.5 tackles and interceptions. He's really good in the air, so he kind of does that stuff that Souček does. But he does a lot more defending, and he can kind of become West Ham's DM and move Declan Rice a bit further forward. I think that's the logic with signing Amadou Onana. But Thomas Souček's just a clear upgrade. I'm not dissing Thomas Souček, but first of all, even if you don't want to upgrade him and you want Amadou Onana just to be on the bench, it's depth. And with Flynn Downs, all of a sudden they have 4 actual central midfielders and 3 of them that are very young. But I think if you're playing next to Declan Rice, who's obviously going to do a lot of that ball progression stuff and a lot of that on the ball stuff, Amadou Onana needing time to develop that isn't really an issue when you've got Declan Rice with him. Plus, the way West Ham play kind of negates that. So all his limitations that he has at his very young age, I don't think are an issue at West Ham compared to playing for a more ball-dominant side, which is why probably a lot of the other top 6 clubs are probably waiting on him. And if you're a club like West Ham, you have to take punts on guys who are probably maybe either good enough to play for a top 6 club or will be one day, but top 6 clubs aren't willing to buy. You know, Nayef Aguerd, in my opinion, is good enough to play at that level. In my opinion, Gianluca Scamacca is good enough to play at that level. Probably not Flynn Downs, but I think those 2 are good enough to play for a top 6 Premier League club. But there's reasons clubs haven't taken a punt on them. So West Ham should take a punt on those guys. Yeah, maybe they're overpaid a bit. And I think they are overpaying a little bit with Onana, but I don't really think there's anything wrong with that. I think West Ham kind of earned the right to do that. So yeah, I don't think this is as bad of a signing as people are making out. Yes, is he great on the ball? No. Is he a great ball progressor yet? No. But there's still time to work. And I don't think that's an issue in West Ham's system. And he does have elite defence numbers. He's really good in the air. And in my opinion, Thomas Souček's a very upgradable player. If you're West Ham and you're wanting to take that next step, should Thomas Souček be playing 2,500 minutes next season? No. One, just because you don't want to burn out players, but also, he's not actually that good. I know West Ham probably criticise me for that, but apart from being good in the air, making good runs, he doesn't really do anything else. And Onana, who is 21 and barely played senior football really, has better numbers than Thomas Souček in a lot of metrics. So I think even at worst, this is a good depth option for West Ham. We're going to be playing a lot of games next season. But in my opinion, this is probably an instant upgrade on Thomas Souček. I know West Ham probably won't start him straight away. David Moyes does take time to bed people in. But overall, good depth. I think probably has more to his game than Thomas Souček. And I think he balances Declan Rice's changing in position a bit more. Of course, he's on the ball. Numbers need work. And the price is a bit high. And maybe David Moyes will take time to adapt him like with Vlasic. But I think this just makes sense. And they're probably backing these numbers to go up kind of... Because Declan Rice was a pretty ball... Declan Rice's numbers weren't always like this. Declan Rice has always been hyped up. But Declan Rice's numbers 2-3 years ago were pretty bad in a lot of metrics. A lot of these metrics that he's doing really well in now, they're pretty bad. But he's obviously had an uptick. I assume they're backing Onana to do the same. So yeah, overall, I just think this is a better signing than people are giving it credit for. Bit of an overpayment, but I think he's probably an upgrade on Thomas Souček. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and yeah, peace.